Russia has just tested satellite destroyer missiles. China and the US just followed. But space war isn't all about firing some missiles. Russia has a mysterious armed satellite that just goes near other satellites and kaboom! With the US announcing a new space army, things are getting complicated. Let's find out the futuristic space weapons which are way more dangerous than were just guessed. Hello tech geeks, welcome to the Tech World, your most trustworthy and thoroughly updated channel for all kinds of technological news, scientific discoveries, and inventions, along with a glimpse of the future world. So hurry up and subscribe now, and ring the notification bell to get all the updates. Having said that, let's dive right in. We're also seeing an increase in the number of armed conflicts around the world, which means that we're seeing an increase in the number of armed conflicts around the globe. It's no wonder that governments are looking at space as a potential battleground. It's got everything they need: high-tech weapons, high-tech defenses, and plenty of room to maneuver. Many firing tests have been carried out as a part of the Chinese and US test programs, which intend to destroy the orbiting satellites. But the use of explosive and kinetic kill systems are generally not made at relatively lower altitudes because of the issues of the space debris and to avoid leaving debris from launch in orbit. X-37B orbital test vehicle is a smaller version of NASA's space shuttle that aims at bombing from space, interference in the enemy satellites, performing reconnaissance, or maybe all of these simultaneously. The Air Force officials have denied that X-37B is a weapon. They say that it is only built for testing purposes. Orbital bombing is the act of attacking objectives on a planet, moon, or other astronomical object from orbit around the object, rather than from an aircraft or a platform beyond orbit. It has been anticipated as a means of attack for several weaponry concepts, including kinetic bombardment and as a nuclear delivery system. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union deployed the fractional orbital bombardment system. A nuclear warhead could be started in low Earth orbit and later deorbited to any target on the surface of the Earth. Although the Soviets were working on strengthening their space weapons, they were forbidden by the Outer Space Treaty to actually commence an outer space war. Some of the missiles make themselves difficult to be transported to the orbits because of their heavy composition. According to reports during 2020, the single and true orbital bombardment that took place was carried out by the Japanese Hayabusa 2, a robotic space probe that unconfined an explosive device called the impactor from space to an asteroid surface. The drive behind this bombardment was to amass debris that was released during the explosion. The mission was a success, and Hayabusa 2 was applauded as it retrieved some valuable samples of the celestial body and brought it back to Earth. Space weapons also have been pictured a number of times in science and sci-fi movies. These movies have always gone beyond the human mind to visualize the existence of another world. Such examples include the use of asteroids. People in real life have a stronger belief in asteroids. After all, a 6-mile space rock is said to have wiped out all the dinosaurs. It has also been shown in some movies including Meteor, Deep Impact, and Armageddon how destroying a small asteroid could be. It is because of the very high speed that the object is traveling at, causing the destruction. According to researchers, the shockwave that caused the windows and glasses to be broken and wounded many people in one of the Russian cities was due to an asteroid that was almost about 66 feet only. That's how much terrorizing an asteroid could be. Enemies throwing a device that blasts streams of molten metal probably is not at all a good idea. This idea is more popular in science fiction novels, for example Arthur C. Clarke's Earthlight, but this everyday development, the fiction, might become real someday. The DARPA's Mayhem is another dangerous weapon built for space. Mayhem stands for Magneto-Hydrodynamic Explosive Munition. Although no reports of the use of the weapon has been made, yet DARPA's page is still active about its mayhem. Laser by far is for sure the absolute space weapon because it will be able to fire infinite time by charging batteries with solar panels. While missions can be adjusted, it will be almost impossible to make available the payload as much as needed in scenarios of all-out war. And what about chemical lasers? A chemical laser is a type of laser that uses chemicals to create light. Chemical lasers have many advantages over traditional lasers, including being able to reach higher temperatures and more efficiently convert energy into heat. They also operate at higher pressures and can be more finely tuned to produce specific wavelengths of light. Chemical lasers are the most dangerous future space weapon that we can imagine. They have been around for decades, but it was only recently that they became a reality. Chemical lasers use chemical reactions to generate light and heat. They are different from traditional lasers in that they use chemicals rather than photons as their energy source. This means that they do not require a crystal to work. The laser beam is generated through an electric discharge, within a gas or liquid medium at high voltage. The only limitation on their power is the electrical power available at the time of firing. Chemical lasers are the most dangerous future space weapons. They can be used in a range of different ways, including to cut through metal and glass, burning through concrete, and destroying satellites. Chemical lasers are also becoming more powerful, with some of them having the capability to shoot down planes from space. These chemical lasers are currently being developed by many different countries around the world, but none have been able to create one that can do all these things at once. Chemical lasers use chemicals that have been altered to release energy when they come into contact with each other. The chemicals are usually designed specifically for this purpose, but they can also be found in nature in certain forms, like the sun's light or fireflies' glow-in-the-dark spots. This energy comes from a chemical reaction between two or more atoms that has been triggered by an electrical current through a wire coil inside of a chamber containing the chemicals themselves. The chemicals used in chemical lasers usually contain fluorine gas, which is heated up to around 1500 degrees Celsius in order to produce enough energy to power these lasers' beams across space or even onto another planet if necessary. The reason why chemical lasers are so dangerous is that they could be used for a variety of purposes, including attacking targets without warning, affecting electronics such as radio signals or satellite communications, disabling missile guidance. They don't work well in space because the gas used for producing the laser is usually toxic to humans. They're difficult to produce and maintain because they require complex equipment and skilled technicians. Particle beams are the most dangerous weapon of the future. They are able to destroy planets, solar systems, and even galaxies. The first particle beam was tested in 2035, and it was able to destroy a planet. Particle beams have killed almost every alien species in our galaxy because they can travel faster than light. The only way to stop these weapons is with a shield or deflector, which is made from antimatter, which is very rare in our galaxy, but there are some small pockets of antimatter left over from the war between good and evil in human history. The military space planes are very destructive because they have the ability to create shockwaves that can destroy a city or a building at one time. This is why they should be used only when there is no other way to fight against an enemy. Military space planes also have a very large payload capacity, which means that they can carry many different kinds of bombs and missiles that could be used against an enemy's ground forces. Let us know in the comments section below if excited you feel about these weapons unfolding in future. Weapons are also means of stabilizing our worlds, in a sense that everybody knows that it will mean mutual destruction. Let us know what you think about such massive developments in space weapons. Thanks for watching till the end. Want to watch some more such videos? You can head over to our channel to find out more such interesting videos. And most importantly, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and turn on the notifications to enjoy the best uploads from us. Thanks again for watching till the end. We will meet you in another such video.